YouTube, it's me, Libby Waters, and my cat, Libby Waters Jr. Hi. We're doing another tag. It's the I Love the 80's tag. I love the 80's. I grew up in the 80's. Well, I was born in the 80's. I didn't grow up in the 80's. I was born in 1987. So we're going back to the 80's. My favorite 80's movie. I like the high school movies. Whether it's The Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, Footloose. Can't remember what the name is, but it was like Madonna's. It was like where I can't remember, but it was the Donna's Club, where it was about a popular girls wanted to be part of a popular club that ended up killing a bunch of popular kids. I can't remember, but I'll look it up. I'm bad with names. I liked 16. I loved 80's teenage movies. My favorite TV shows from the 80's are cartoons like Care Bears and My Little Pony. Here's my favorite part. My favorite 80's music. Duran Duran, Depeche Mode, Tears for Fears, The Cure, The Smiths, The Clash, David Bowie back in the 80's, Pink Floyd back in the 80's, Boston, REO Speedwagon, The Cars. They did some 80's music, I guess. Hair bands like Def Leppard, AC/DC, Van Halen. I love the new wave type music like Tears for Fears, and Duran Duran, Depeche Mode, and I can't really be bad with names, but I know the 80's music. Like, I just love 80's music and new wave type music like that. Like Boy George, Tears for Fears, and Depeche Mode and stuff like that. Probably rambling about that. What did I wear back in the 80's? Baby clothes, because I was a baby. What was my favorite memory or best time of the decade? I was a baby, so I really don't remember it very much. I guess being a baby. So this was kind of my thread about the 80's. It really wasn't that long. The 80's, I wish I could have been there because I had awesome clothes back then, awesome styles, and people were just trying to be different and like the punk new wave look. Roger Waters was hot in the 80's, even though he wasn't as popular as the Pink Floyd. I thought he looked sexy with that mullet and aviator glasses. So is Tom Cruise, who I hate now. He and I think the best I think about the 80's, when I think about the 80's, I'll always think of Michael Jackson and Thriller. I mean, he made the 80's. Michael Jackson did. So did Madonna. So did Boy George, and so did Cindy Lawford, and a lot of that things. Blood of the Stars. Tom Cruise. I think of the 80's when I think of Tom Cruise, Julia Roberts, Patrick Swayze, Molly Ringwald, yeah, Duran Duran, New Kids on the Block, Guns N' Roses, Tears for Fears, Depeche Mode, a lot of Madonna music, and Christian Slater. Yeah, I love the 80s. I grew up hearing about big hair, mullets, flash dance, and stuff like that. My mom played a lot of 80s music growing up, like Roxette, Till Tuesday, and yeah. Um, so this is my video. It might be kind of hot, messy, but I love the 80s. Yeah, I was born in 87. I was born 1987.